Yes. It does feel quite weird that I'll be leaving this guild hall officially and starting up the next one behind it. Well, not saying goodbye for it forever. I mean, for crying out loud, you could see it from our front doorsteps. And you have to get through this guild hall to even get to the new one. But still, something about this place does bring back plenty of good memories. Yes. The floor seems very unstable at the moment. It's probably for the better that we decided to get a brand new guild hall after all. But this place used to be my home. Used to be what I called my baby. This is where I grew up to be one of the best guild leaders Atlantide has ever seen. And it's quite sad that, unfortunately, I will be having to say goodbye to this place officially. I still wish to come back here every once in a while. Maybe eventually we can convert this place into a nice training hall, perhaps, for all of our lovely new wizards, magicians, dragon slayers, you name it. Maybe one day we could get to that point, but it's definitely going to be a while before I'm ready to finally get rid of this place. I made this place back in the day to avenge my parents, avenge all the people that were taken by the dragons 400 plus years ago. And saying goodbye to that past is almost saying goodbye to a piece of myself, after all. I didn't think I'd ever get sentimental over a building, but here I am. Well, old GRIMSHADE, it's definitely been quite a fun time, hasn't it? It's definitely been great. I still don't know why that this building was so collapsed over time. I'm still blaming Michael over that, but we'll tackle that when it comes. Maybe I will get revenge for what happened to my guild hall, but for the time being, we have a brand new one behind it. Not nearly as impressive, as big, and as gothic church-like that we used to have back in the day, but maybe the new guild hall would be better for Atlantide in this current era. I mean, there really isn't any churches around in Atlantide anymore. We just kind of fit the theme back in the day, if you know what I mean. It is quite sad, though. Like I said, I'll be getting rid of a part of myself moving into the new guild hall. But I think it is for the better. If I want the new GRIMSHADE to live long and prosper, maybe getting a brand new guild hall was the first great step to doing so. We still have a lot to come in order to make GRIMSHADE back to its former glory. But mark my words, whoever did this to my guild hall will know GRIMSHADE's wrath in due time. And GRIMSHADE will become the strongest, best guild in all of Atlantide. You can definitely count on that. But in the meantime, I have some work to do in the new guild hall. Gotta make my guildmaster room look as perfect and as splendid as ever, after all. Before, I was just vacant over in Michael's room, and that place looked like a pigsty. So it'd be great to finally be able to have my own room and do whatever the hell I want with it. Alright then, come on Patrick O'Connor, let's go have some fun at the new guild hall.
A home for a solid serve.
Ah, there we are. It looks like the Guildmaster's room is finally starting to look like an actual Guildmaster room. Very lovely, very nice, very nice. Even perfect when it comes to this little moving art piece. Ah, yes, I do love myself some galaxies. Reminds me all of my celestial spirits, which are also located on the ceiling. I don't even want to know how much that one cost, because this one was couple thousand jewels. It's a lot of money to deal with a room for a guildmaster, but you gotta do what you gotta do. Unfortunately, now with all these improvements, we are basically flat out broke yet again. I kinda wanna go over to the protectors and ask for another loan. I've already got Viper already taking care of the protectors, so I don't wanna go back there already for that. But one thing, lastly, does concern me before checking out the rest. Over here. This piece here concerns me. This is, after all, my one way of telling how the celestial spirit world is acting compared to our own. My only link between the two worlds. And unfortunately, it looks like the portals aren't exactly the same. Something is going on with the left one over here. I wish I knew exactly what that meant, but just how haywire this portal on the left really is, it can't really be that much of a good thing, huh? At least on the right, it looks like it's fine for now, but I hope it doesn't mean that both sides will become corrupted over time. I guess while I'm trying to figure out everything with GRIMSHADE and the city of Atlantide, I might as well go ahead and check up on my friends in the celestial spirit world. Well, I know for a fact that they're not going to be too happy with me, knowing how I've treated them in the past, but, you know, to make sure that the world is safe, I must do what I have to do as a former celestial spirit wizard. And lastly, let's go check on some stuff over here, shall we? Ah, yes, my little training weight over here. I've been using Libra a little bit too much, so I decided to take a little bit of a break. This thing, after all, does weigh quite a lot, and having Libra constantly at all times use it to make it seem like a freaking paperweight? Yes, I do need a little bit of a break from time to time, don't I? And also, paperwork. One of the worst things of being a guildmaster. Paperwork on paperwork on paperwork. Eventually I'll get through all of this, but that will only lead to even more paperwork. How annoying. And then over here, my trusted, lovely scythe, developed to symbolize all 12 celestial spirits, 6 on one side and 6 on the other. It's perfectly symmetrical, exactly how I would like it. And over here is Patrick's own Huntsman's handgun that he used to use back when he was a Requip mage. Just looking at it right now, it did possess some power, but clearly not as much as what I am these days. Him only being, what was it, A-class, B-class wizard? I think he was an A-class. Yeah, we'll say he was an A-class wizard. He didn't possess that much of defensive capabilities, only able to run. I mean, his body, after all, was only good at running. No push-ups, no sit-ups, no nothing. I had to work at this for an entire year to get abs like Lee's. He should be stupidly thankful for me on that. Oh, speaking of which, I believe he's trying to contact me right now. I should see what the heck he's up to.
Allumos, you know I can see and hear everything that you see and hear, right?
Well, yes, of course. That's what happens when we have two personalities inside of one body. Obviously, two souls connected, you would be able to see and hear everything that I do, too.
Yes, exactly. Which brings me to my next point, Allumos. What did I tell you about trying to get dates?
What? Did you overhear our conversation with the lovely, cutie, beautiful Marsh in our guild?
Yeah, exactly. What did I just tell you? You know that I'm married, right?
Oh, yes, of course. Of course I know that you're married. I already know that. Doesn't mean that I can't have a little fun too, right?
No, that's not the point. We share the same body, Allumos. I can't believe I'm having this conversation again with you. But what are people gonna think once they start to realize that, Allumos over here is going after a lady inside of GRIMSHADE, and then comes to find out that this same body is married on the other side of the world?
Yes, I can see why you are so worried about our little situation, but I wouldn't worry too much.
Why would you ever say that? People are going to start recognizing right away, and you know how bad that's going to be for a reputation to GRIMSHADE, right?
Oh, yes, I could definitely see that. People might think that you might be having an affair or something, even though that's not clearly the truth in the slightest. But I do have a little solution to our problem.
A little solution? What? Just breaking up everything with Marshy?
No. Me and Marsh are going to be going on a little date, and I am going to enjoy it.
So, how do you plan on fixing that then?
Oh, with a little trick that I haven't shown you before. You do know that I possess all 12 celestial spirits, correct?
Yeah, I already know that. You keep boasting about it any opportunity you get.
Yes, I do like showing off my powers. But how might I tell you that there's one spirit that will let me go free for a time being?
What do you mean?
Well, you do know, my boy, Jericho possesses the celestial spirit, Gemini.
Yeah, I remember Gemini pretty vividly. It's actually kind of scary how Jericho was able to use it. Gemini was able to make an exact copy of Viper.
Correct, yes. He was able to make an exact replica of our lovely Poison Dragon Slayer Viper. Not exactly up to that strength per se, but it was pretty good just how Gemini was able to work in his favor.
Yeah, it was really scary. Able to get in the clothing and attitude almost perfectly. Now, what about it? You have, Gemini too. So what, you plan on making a separate copy of yourself? There's two of you roaming around?
No, not exactly. Our situation is slightly different. Would you like me to demonstrate?
Well, it doesn't matter if I say yes or no, because you're just going to activate it anyways. Alright, Allumos, what do you got planned?
Alright. Hope you're ready for this. Celestial Dragonaut. Gemini, activate!
What the? Allumos, what did you just do?
Well, like I just said, my dear boy, I activated Gemini, and I made it so that Gemini was able to split our bodies into two. Two personalities, two people. Isn't that lovely there, my dear boy, Pat?
So what you're just telling me now is that you had this ability so we could just roam around freely together?
Yes, I had this ability. Well, not exactly. I had to train it up a little bit. I mean, 400 plus years ago, I wasn't trying to split two personalities in one body, because obviously I was just by myself. So I had to alter Gemini's abilities a tad bit, but this is something that me and you can now do freely. Isn't that lovely, my dear boy?
Wow. So this literally changes everything. The fact that now we can actually roam around as free spirits, free bodies, free personalities, do whatever the heck we want?
Well, not exactly.
What? Explain, Allumos. You have a lot of explaining to do.
Well, yes, I will explain a little bit right here. So, yes, Gemini is currently activated. It is me and you in separate bodies. Isn't that lovely? But not exactly separate bodies. The real body is still with me currently. I am still the real body, the real Allumos, the real you. You are just the Gemini version of our body right now. It's just that you are controlling that.
Huh?
How do I put this in easier terms? I am still me. You are a spirit right now controlling it. Okay? Does that sound good?
So say this one more time. I'm a spirit.
Yes, you are Gemini right now. You are just in control of that Gemini.
Is this because you're a dragon slayer that your spirits are slightly altered compared to how Jericho's is?
You can slightly say that, but I was working the past year of how to train up Gemini so that this could be possible. Mostly I was thinking it more of a tactical advantage every time we decide to fight something, so the two of us can fight together, but I feel that the circumstances right now are just as viable. So, if you don't mind me, sir, I'm going to be going on my date as Marsh, as Allumos, not Allumos and Patrick O'Connor. I'm going as Allumos. Does that sound alright to you, dear boy?
Great. Yes. I honestly didn't think that you would be able to squeeze yourself out of this conflict with having to deal with the similar bodies and such. Wow, Allumos, you one-upped me. Wow, impressive. I am quite impressed by you. So, what does this mean now? Since I'm a spirit, what does that mean for me?
Well, it just means that for the time being, my dear boy, you would be basically taking control of this body for approximately a few hours. That being said, though, if we ever are in a fight, I probably wouldn't be able to activate it multiple times and for a multiple extended amount of time because of my one flaw as a Celestial Dragon Slayer.
What's your one flaw?
My one flaw that I know of at the moment is that I'm only able to activate one Celestial Spirit at a time, which is why currently you can see that I'm not using that paperweight over there Libra while we are talking right now.
I was wondering why you weren't carrying that thing I wears, and I was also wondering if we decided to split our bodies, would we both have to deal with this? It's good to know that I don't have to wear that thing, because that thing weighs a ton. Literally.
Yes, it definitely is a little bit more on the heavier side, huh?
So, what now? I get to go around. I can live freely as Patrick O'Connor. Well, not completely, because I don't have my magic anymore. Can't be my Requip Huntsman's Handgun magic user that I used to back in the day. But, what? So, if I drink this tea, what will happen?
Dear boy, could you not drink that disgusting tea?
What, you could actually taste this when I'm doing it?
Yes, we are still connected after all. Any kind of pain, any kind of taste, any kind of sight, smell, hear, we could both hear them at the same time. We're both still the same body, so please refrain from drinking your disgusting tea.
Oh, so this is one way that I can actually torture you. I'll have to keep that in mind then.
Oh, well, don't you know that, boy, that if I able deactivate Gemini, you'd come straight back over to the host body.
Yeah, I know. Well, if you don't mind me then, Allumos, I think I'm gonna go off and have a fantastic time as not you and me, but just me. Yes, finally. Let's go. I finally am able to have my own body for once. Where's the entrance? There it is. Come on. Yes, finally. Freedom. Freedom. Hey, what the heck? Maybe I'm just... Ow. What the... What the... Wait, is there something in front of me here? It's like an invisible wall. One more time. Maybe if I run at it. 3, 2... Ow. Ow. Okay, I got a tiny bit further that time, but ow my freaking head. Allumos, you have a lot of explaining to do. What the heck is going on? Allumos, where are you? You still back at the... Allumos!
Yes, could you not refrain from yelling so loud? And also, could you not bump your head into the magical barrier?
Magical barrier? The heck do you mean by that?
Well, don't you realize that you're still an extension of my body, which means you can't freely roam around as much as you would like to?
What, so I'm not able to go around?
Yes, there's a certain limit to my ability of how far you can travel away from me. Think of it as like a little bit of a magical leash.
You gotta be kidding me. So I'm not able to just go to the city right now?
Well, technically you could, but I would have to accompany you. Maybe from, like, you know, down the street or something. We could be separate for a little bit, but at the same time, you can't be too far away from me.
Isn't that kind of a crutch? What if we get into a situation where the both of us are fighting together, and, you know, whoever we're fighting separates us to our max lengths and can just basically chuck us around like a rope?
Yes, that is something that I would have to figure out, my dear boy, but do not worry. If we ever get in that situation, I can always call you back at any given time, and we will become one again. Does that sound like a plan?
God, this is so freaking confusing. But I guess it makes sense. So,
do I get to go on my date now, boy?
I can't believe I'm saying this, but you figured out how to cheat the system. Oh, my word. Yeah, I didn't think this one through. Well, it looks like you're able to go on your date now, Allumos. I can't really stop you if you have an ability that separates our bodies. Wow. Alright, I'm just gonna, you know, maybe I'll fall asleep as myself, because there's a lot to take in.
Yes, just know that I might not able to activate this for too long. After an hour, you'll be going back to my body. Make sense?
Rephrase that. It's technically my body still.
Yes, but I was the one to make it so strong, so we kind of both share it. And honestly, I'm the one who's currently ruling the body, so technically it is my body.
Yeah, I don't like you. I'm going to bed. I'm finally going to enjoy some nice sleep for the first time as myself.
Yes, I'll be doing some paperwork of GRIMSHADE because, oh my lord, I didn't realize that your day and age of Lantide would have so much freaking paperwork for a guild.
Have fun with that. I ain't dealing with that. Good night, Allumos. I'm taking a nap.
Yes, boy. Enjoy your nap.